Right. How's it going, everybody? Brandon McCaskill here. I hope you're having a good start to your morning. I'm just getting things going here. It was a late night last night, man. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. Well, I'm a parent, and my boy's up early hours of the morning, so usually I'm in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. But election day last night, election night, I guess, up until 1 in the morning, just kind of talking with the team, talking with team day, and obviously the we got the results around 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 last night, and it was. I'll be honest, I wasn't really a fan of how the election results were kind of passed on to citizens. I know there was the local TV station was hosting it, but you have to have cable. Like, does anybody use cable anymore? I don't know. I've never had cable in my life. I don't remember. Um, but the local TV station was hosting it. But then they sent everybody else a link. It was like a PDF document, not a PDF. Sorry. Well, what do you call it? Excel spreadsheet where you just had to refresh it to get the different results. So we were watching that. Um, yeah, it was around 9:30. There was a two columns that were taking forever to be inputted, and it was like the random tabulation stations set up at different areas around town. I was assuming it was the old folks' homes where there's just tabulators for people that can't get out. We were waiting for those results. Those didn't come till I think like 10, quarter after 10 maybe. But the results were in. The results came in, and we didn't bring in a W, which it's okay. It's okay. We worked super hard, Brooke and myself. We gave it our all. I mean, just these past couple days leading up to election day, we were just kind of thinking back about all the stuff we did. Like we filmed a lot. Like we would go down to just because if you've ever been to Sarnia, Sarnia is just a very pretty, just a beautiful city. And there's just a lot of scenic places that we were trying to take advantage of for our different shows. And that took a lot of setup, like for scouting out those locations and bringing our sound gear, making sure the audio is good and all that kind of stuff. So we worked hard, and we put out a lot of different videos, and some good memories. We met some good people, and me and Brooke were talking last night, and I think the two of us agreed that we wouldn't have done anything different. I think considering just kind of looking at our analytics online and with the responses we got, I think we did pretty darn good. And we got to remember, Brooke was gone for 19 years. He was in Asia for 19 years, and he came back to run. And just looking at the results of some of, and congratulations, by the way, everyone who won a seat. Congratulations! It's really awesome. We're happy for everybody. But what I was going to say there is because Brooke and I were kind of talking about what kind of things did we miss? If we were to run again in 4 years, what would we do differently? And we agreed that what we did was good. And one of the notes I picked up was the people that won were either incumbents, people who have been there forever, or people who have had their name out there prior. So, for example, and congratulations to him, Adam Kilner, he won a spot on city council, but he also ran for, I believe it was the MPP position for the NDP party. So he ran for that in the past. So his name is already known. His name is already out there, and because I think that's the biggest challenge, right, for especially municipal politics, is trying to get people interested in voting. Um, just based on my own experience, I used to be a trades guy. I used to work 14-hour days building houses. Like I did that for 10 years. Um, and I just remember it wasn't that I didn't care about politics. It's just I had just so much more focus on my career, on taking care of my family, um, and I relied so much on what my friends were saying online, just a the peripheral vision of what they were saying, and it kind of based on the trust that I had with my friends. If I liked that friend, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'd vote for whoever it is they're voting for. That's kind of how I approach things. So I'd imagine that's a lot of people who are just busy and people who just don't have that uh, headspace to worry about politics as closely as I am right now. So I think that's been that's the struggle with municipal politics. How do you reach those people? How do you engage them? But again, I think Brooke and I did a fantastic job. I mean, we actually did meet with tradespeople. We did meet with policemen, firemen, the airport. I mean, the airport was under threat of being shut down by certain individuals who were running. They wanted to close down our local airport. Um, but we covered a lot of good bases there. So we're very, very, very happy. Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything different. I think, yeah, like I said, if we were to run again next time, we wouldn't have to um, beat the same dead horse. Like we wouldn't have to try the same things. We could do different things because we already did them this time, and we're already well known for that. I think we dominated digitally, just with the videos we did, and we put a lot of our donations towards Facebook ads. What do you call that? Facebook ad boosting or whatever it's called. Brooke was always in charge of that, so that's not my cup of tea. But yeah, so that was unique about our campaign, that we targeted specific demographics, and the responses phenomenal. And that's the thing I want to kind of highlight here. And Brooks said this last night. He said we didn't fail. He said we didn't win, but we didn't fail. And I agree with that because people liked Brooke. People loved what he had to say. Um, they thought his ideas were brilliant, and for the I can't remember who said it, but I agree. They said the young people. They said young people are excited to vote this time around, and specifically like the conservative leaning people. They said they're seeing a lot of enthusiasm from that side. Now I don't know what stirred that. I think Brooke had a lot to do with that because he was pretty. People knew people who pay attention in politics. They knew who Brooke was. So yeah, like I said, the struggle was trying to get the attention of people who don't pay attention, and that's just a matter of letting time go by. I think he'll be well known now, 4 years down the road. So I think if whatever he wants to do, people are going to know who he is and be like, "Ah, I remember that guy." And yeah, we're very, very happy. Obviously, when you don't win, it's kind of a bummer. It's just like, oh man, and you kind of vent to each other a little bit. But it didn't last long for Brooke and I. Was just like, you know what? We ran a good race. This was good, and we made a good dent. I think we got people's wheels turning, and I think that's a really, really good thing. So, in terms of this channel, what does this mean for this channel? Well, obviously, this channel wasn't going to be affected either way, because this is Momentum Canada. We talk about Canada politics, right? We talk about provincial, federal, and we're going to continue to talk about municipal politics. I think it's such a good idea to hold your municipal leaders accountable. So this is going to be a source for that as well. We're going to keep doing Serious for Sarnia. We're going to do Momentum Mondays. I just did that yesterday with Brooke. It was kind of it was election day, but it was kind of this up and down day with emotions. 'Cause, like, we started the day off with just a very sad, it was a buddy of ours' daughter's funeral, and it was just, I don't want to say like they put a wet blanket on it, but it was just, I don't know how to, I haven't even taken the time to really process all of yesterday, but it was just kind of a roller coaster. Stephen McCoy, you guys had an election. Yeah, Steve, it was our municipal election here in Sarnia-Lambton. Yeah, for city council and city county and the school board. So, yeah, yeah, but yeah, no. all things considered, like I said, that was a super sad start to the day yesterday. For me, it was really, really good. Those of you who have followed me, I've shared that I actually lost my son 2 months ago in August. It was just 2 months ago on the 18th. So it was really, my wife didn't want to go for obvious reasons yesterday, but it felt good for me to go because I wanted my buddy to know that there was someone who understood, right? I think that's helpful. And I guess the selfish part of that for me is like, well, because when the stuff like that happens, everybody wants to know the why, right? Why does it's awful? Why does especially because it was a 1-year-old baby girl that died. Like you gotta, there's gotta be something wrong with you if you don't ask the question why. But part of my why was answered yesterday because the answer to my why is like because you could be there for people who are going through exactly what you went through, right? So, anyways, not to get too emotional on you, but that was yesterday that we were dealing with that, and then we go into a loss in the evening there. But no, we're optimistic. We're going to stay involved with what's going on here in Sarnia, and I'm very excited because it's going to free up a lot of time because I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this campaign, but now I can kind of go back to all the things that I had put on pause and put more focus on them. Steven says, dude, I'm so sorry for all your losses. Tough cookie being able to focus. Yeah, for me, staying busy was really important. Having something to focus on, leaning on my wife. Like I don't know how people do it. Like I know people, live in single parent homes, and when tragedy happens, it's like, oh, I feel so bad. Like, cause I'm fortunate enough that my wife and I are tight. Like that's why God gave us spouses, right? That's because when a storm hits, you have each other. So I don't get it. Like, well, I get it, but I don't know how people do it. It's very, very difficult. But yeah, that's what we got going on. I'm excited. I've been saying to my wife, I said, as soon as this election's over, I'm gonna finish my book. Like I started I started a fictional book 2 years ago. I finished it completely in July, and I've been trying to get through the editing, and it just keep putting it off. And I said, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done after this election's over. So I'm gonna actually work on that today, and I still got to think about who I'm going to, whether I want to self-publish, because I self-published before a few years ago with my Christmas book. It's a kid's Christmas book, which it was. There's a lot of pride when you self publish as well, because I did the cover design and everything. So yeah, I'm excited. That type of stuff excites me, and my music, obviously. Thank you, Steve, for your condolences. I really hope you can run again. You guys ran a really good campaign. Thank you, Leaf Nurse. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed. Brooke, because I was asking him, we sat down for breakfast at Village Gardens yesterday morning, a lot earlier than I ever get up in the morning. And I asked him, I said, what were your highlights? What were the highlights of the campaign? And then he asked me after. And mine was when we went out to the airport, talking to the managers there, and just a couple of guys that just, they were showing us their hangars, their kind of, their private projects that they had going on. It was like a half-built airplane. You can tell he was in the middle of like greasing gears and stuff. So it was really cool to kind of stand there and listen to these guys, because they were super passionate and they were super kind of emotional about some of the struggles that they were facing. So for me, it was that moment of like, I saw these guys that were so, they didn't know Brooke from Adam. They didn't know me or Brooke from Adam, but they saw our content, and for whatever reason, they trusted us with their concerns. And like I said to Brooke, I said I was at a point when because I was kind of just standing there listening, and I kind of got a tear in my eye because it was just like these these old guys were like being treated pretty unfair, and it kind of reminded me of my dad, the one guy, because his personality was just the way my dad would speak. So that was memorable for me. That was memorable for me. But there was many moments like that where it was just like, wow, like our content made a dent, and it was really cool to see. And one I'm just thinking off the top of my head, we actually there's a really cool, what do you call it, conservation area here in town. Well, just on the outskirts of Sarnia. So it's called the Wawanash Wetlands. It's really, really beautiful, especially this time of year with the leaves turning color. So Brooke and I was like, Brooke, we need to go out there and film your final campaign video. He's like, okay, let's do it. So I made him walk probably about 2 kilometers in his suit, and we found this like little curved path with these nice looking trees in the background, and we got all the way there, and I was like, oh man, I forgot my tripod, and because otherwise, like if I didn't have to hold his cue cards, because like he didn't have his speech memorized, so he typed it out, and I was like holding the pages. Like if I didn't have to do this, I could have held the camera, but and we were just kind of like panicking. We're like, well, I was panicking. Brooke's like, you know what? Let's go in the forest and find some branches. I'm like, seriously, are we gonna try to build a tripod? Sure enough, we found just these 3 sticks. It was like it stood taller than me because we needed that vantage point of kind of looking down at Brooke, not looking way down at Brooke, but kind of because he's a tall guy, so we needed something tall. And I actually snapped a picture of it. We shared it on Facebook, and I just think of stuff like that where where it was just like we made do with what we had and we made it work, and it ended up being the video that a lot of influential people, a lot of big people in starting, like people with money and people with influence, they saw that and they were super impressed. So it's cool to look back on things like that where you're glad you used your creative mind and put it to work. So I was very, very happy. Steven says, you guys use those voting machines too? That's my understanding. Now, I had a friend take a picture of it. I can't remember what the brand name was. It wasn't Dominion, because that was my suspicion. But it was something else. And yeah, I'll have to get that name off her. But she took a picture, because yeah, that's been up, forefront of the conversation, especially on the PPC side, because we're the the PPC or the purity test people. We're always suspicious. It's good. It's a good thing. But yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to update you with. Me and Brooke are doing good. Been getting a lot of messages from people saying, congrats and like for running a good campaign. I mean, and to keep our head up, our heads are definitely remaining up, and we're going to plow forward with this channel. And what we really hope is that, especially locally, we want this to be the media, because what's very frustrating is when the media is controlled, and that happens here at the municipal level, or even just the Facebook groups where everybody goes to get information. You find these specific moderators that will find misinformation spoken by someone and just kind of block them or delete their comments. I don't like that stuff. I don't like that stuff because what does misinformation mean? What does hate speech mean? What does, right? Words kind of have lost their meaning over these past number of years. So I actually run a Facebook group myself. It's called Politics for Sarnians. We're actually getting a lot of growth. We just started it, and I think we're already at over, I think, 200 followers. So we're growing. We're growing. And I'm really hoping that'll be the place where people can speak freely. I say that I try to honor freedom of speech. Just please don't spam us. Don't send pornography or sexual content, and we'll be good. We'll have good conversations. And I think just what I've been observing from people in our community that like to censor, they don't like it. They don't want people to speak freely. But I do, even if it hurts our feelings, right? So I think the value of freedom of speech is that you can bring all ideas, even if you don't agree with them, bring them out into the spotlight to be criticized. And if your ideas suck, they're going to fall away and kind of fall through the cracks. That's kind of my take on freedom of speech. I think that's the value in it. And to take it away, it's so hard to take your partisan fingers off of things. So that's how I view things. If you guys are from Sarnia, just type it into the search bar on Facebook. Like I said, Politics for Sarnians. And I'm going to try to make that the hub. That's going to be the go-to place. I'm the moderator, but I'm not going to moderate unless you're, like I said, sending us spam and stuff. But yeah, information is key. You need to keep people informed and let them make their own decisions about the information. Don't put your own spin on it, you know? But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you guys for your support during the campaign. A lot of you have reached out and you've been super supportive. A lot of you jumped on Brooke's AMAs, asking great questions and partaking in the conversation. So I appreciate you guys. And what's today? Tuesday. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Please just stay, if you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be, like I said, we're going to be coming out with a lot more content. Momentum Monday is still going to be a thing. And yeah, I do reaction videos with things that I deem worthy, well, first of all, of my time, because it's, I'm going to have a lot more time in these coming days. But yeah, I'll be making some reaction to videos to some certain news items and news pieces that I think are important to share. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys once again. Just read your comments one last time. Mark LaForest, good to see you. One step at the time is the key. That's right, my friend. That is right. But thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day. It's a beautiful, beautiful fall day here. Actually, let me see. Alexa, how cold is it outside?
Today, expect a low of 12 degrees Celsius. By the way, did you know that I can tell you something new every day? Just say,
Alexa,
Alexa, good morning.
Alexa, stop. Man, she gives me more information than I asked for. A low of 10 degrees, so that's, yeah, it's gonna be a beauty day. I love it when it's just a bit cooler and you wear, I love sweater weather, jeans weather, right? That's my type of season. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll catch you later.